He's wide open.
Yes, sir!
Lastimosa, another three. Cash!
Jerome Lastimosa, three!
Oh, go! Triple for Jerome Lastimosa. Melesio all day to shoot. Gets it to go. Lasal is off and running. Melesio behind the back pass again. Justin Baltasar brings that baby home. Cani against Desiderio. The bang in the bucket. They swing it to Comboy, who's had the hot hand. Still finds a way. Fading away on one leg. Ildefonso will drive right. That's also changes direction. Twice he does that. Navigates through Pasay traffic. A double-double performance for Philip Manalang. Straightaway jumper. Nothing but sweet string music. Manzo with a steal! All the way! That's one out of the back. Highlight the University of the Philippines after 32 years! CJ for three! Are you kidding me? Subido with a crossover. Subido for three! Renzo Subido! Ravenna leaves it for Edge. Oh! Here's Matt, the 30. Highlight coming. Two-hand slam. Dominance and the excellence of the Ateneo de Manila Eagles continues.
We got the ball rolling here in Antipolo City on a Sunday afternoon inside the Inares Center as we continue to bring you the live and exclusive coverage of the UAAP Season 82 Men's Basketball Tournament. And as per usual, we have a Sunday doubleheader for you guys, starting off with the action between the defending champions, the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles, going up against the UE Red Warriors, followed by the marquee matchup between the UP Fighting Maroons and the Adamson Soaring Falcons. We thank you for catching all of the action right now live on SNA, SNA HD, Liga, and Liga HD Sports.abs-cbn.com, and on the iWant app. You guys have Martin Javier at your service for our first game today, working alongside Mr. Hoopnet, Mr. Enzo Flojo here in the broadcast panel, and also joining us are our two courtside reporters. First, representing Ateneo, we got Franny Reyes, and on the other side from UE, we've got Jaime Ascalon. Now, I'll get to them in just a little bit. Let me go to Enzo here first. Now, we are at the tail end of the elimination round, Enzo, and still, we don't have a clear picture of the Final Four just yet.
Well, there's only one team that's really cemented their spot in that top four half of the tournament, Martin. That's Ateneo. That's the team that we'll see right now, going up against a team that is on the verge of elimination from Final Four contention. The UE Red Warriors, they need to sweep their last three games to stay alive for the Final Four, starting with this game against Ateneo. You see the team standings right now, Martin. Ateneo very much in the lead at first place, solo first, 11 wins in as many games. They're the only team so far in the Final Four. And though the Blue Eagles will not talk about it openly, I'm sure in the back of their minds, they're probably thinking, how would it feel to sweep this whole thing after 14 games? On the other end, UE, 3 wins and 8 losses. One more loss effectively boots them out of contention for the Final Four. So this game is going to be extremely crucial for them.
So two teams facing very different situations going into this matchup. They actually had a very interesting first round encounter to the season. As you can see, the top scorers of that game, Ange Kwame for Ateneo, and on the other side it was Ray Suerte for UE. And UE was actually looking good going into halftime with a 1-point lead until the onslaught for Ateneo happened in the third.
Well, Ateneo just waylaid the UE Red Warriors in a crucial third period run. They outscored UE by 20 points in that quarter, Martin, effectively overhauling that 1-point deficit at the break. A big part of that, the guy you see on your screen, Ange Kwame, 16 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks, as we've been accustomed to seeing. He was just dominant in that game, Martin. On the other end, Ray Suerte exploded for 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. And I'm sure the UE faithful would want even better numbers from their #1 wingman here today against the Blue Eagles.
That's right. Ateneo actually scored more in the third quarter than in the
Yes.
entire first half in that
Yes.
game, 35 to 34. And as you can see here, 2 key players for the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles. And it's rare that we talk about games for Ateneo where they trailed at halftime. They trailed against UE in their first round encounter. And in this game against FEU, probably the biggest scare for Ateneo here in the season.
Sure.
Trailing by 11, but again, the adjustments came in the second half and that got them the win.
Well, that's one distinction for this Ateneo team, Martin. Even if they're behind, they play with so much discipline and resiliency that it's just so difficult to sustain that high level of play against the Blue Eagles. As you see the numbers here, the Blue Eagles shooting better overall, of course, in the first half of this game.
Right.
Just FEU shooting the lights out in the first 20 minutes. And then you see the 3-point shooting right there. FEU, 8 triples in that game, most of them in the first half. But here's where Ateneo really turned the tables on the Tamarao. Second chance points plus 10 for the Blue Eagles, and turnover points plus 11 for the defending champions. 2 big aspects of that huge comeback win for Ateneo.
And Ateneo was able to hold down FEU to only 15 second half points in that game. But when they were down in the second quarter, when they were struggling, when they were very erratic, it was not Thirdy Ravena, not Angelo Kwame, but this guy off the bench, Pat Magdenberg. Productive in 12 minutes of play. What an impact and energy he's shown for the Ateneo Blue Eagles.
Well, that was the Patrick Magdenberg game, Martin, the Phil Kiwi from Auckland, New Zealand. Entering that game, he was averaging only about 1.6 points in only 5 minutes per contest. But as you said, he played 12 efficient minutes in that particular matchup. 9 points, perfect 4 out of 4 from the floor, laced with 4 rebounds, 3 on the offensive end, and only 1 turnover for the 6'5". He actually looks like a rugby player, Martin, but he played really, really well in that big win against FEU.
Key contributions for Pat Magdenberg, especially in trying to keep Ateneo afloat in that second frame. There he is on your screens, one of the guys off the bench for Coach Tab Baldwin here. And given the last result for them, probably coming off one of the biggest challenges for them this season, I'm sure Coach Tab Baldwin had a lot to work on during their past training sessions. So now to hear from more from Ateneo's side, we have here Franny Reyes. Go ahead, Franny.
Well, last Wednesday's game against FU had many people on the edge of their seats. Would the Tamaraos be the team to break Ateneo's winning streak? Because it sure seemed like they were out prepared by the Tamaraos. However, at the half, during the dugout when they were down, the boys were not worried, according to Isaac Go. They knew it was time to wake up and flip the switch, and that's exactly what they did, especially with players like Pat Magdenberg stepping up. Pat told me he was just doing his job and executing plays like he's supposed to be doing. And he doesn't really care about scoring or stats. As long as the team wins, he's happy to contribute. I asked about his and the team's mindset for today's game, and he told me that they're not taking any team lightly. Coach Tab Baldwin told the guys that 3 things could happen on the court today. It's either they succeed, fail, or hide, and they only want one thing. Now, going off my conversation with Pat, they'll get that one thing by playing their brand of basketball. Now, let's see if the Red Warriors are ready to go up against some premium Ateneo ball. Martin and Enzo.
Thank you so much, Franny. And belated happy birthday from the entire SNA family here. Of course, Franny Reyes, courtside reporter for Ateneo, celebrated her birthday last Friday.
Yes.
October 18.
Happy birthday, Franny.
Happy birthday, Franny. There you go. But Ateneo, expect them to go back and bounce back in this game, even when they won their previous game. So expect them to play better here in this matchup. But coming up next, we'll go to a quick break. On the other side, we'll talk about UE. Backdoor coverage here inside the Inara Center in Antipolo City. We continue the broadcast here of your UAAP Season 82 men's basketball tournament. First offering of the day between the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles and the UE Red Warriors. Now we'll talk about UE's side of things here. Also, well, they are coming off a loss here in the season, but I thought in this matchup against the LSU, they had a very good chance to win, leading it in most parts of the game, including entering the fourth quarter until De La Salle, came to their senses and found a way to get that W.
I totally agree, Martin. For most of the second half, it actually seemed like UE had De La Salle on the ropes, leading by as many as 8 points in the fourth quarter. But that was before that big finishing kick by De La Salle, anchored on the duo of Justin Baltazar and Enzo Serrano. We see from the numbers here, good three-point shooting from UE, actually pretty decent offense from the Red Warriors. But De La Salle, good ball movement, especially in that second half, 19 assists and forcing a lot of turnovers on UE, and more importantly, turning those errors of UE into valuable turnover points, plus 11 in turnover points for the Green Archers.
Tough heartbreaker for the UE Red Warriors. They go down to 3-8 after that game. But when Ray Suerte was actually quiet in that game, and Alex Jaquite not being 100%, also struggling against the bigs of the De La Salle Green Archers, it was their captain who actually answered the call and delivered the goods, especially in the second half for the Red Warriors.
Well, Philip Manalang playing in his final year for UE. He's the veteran floor general for this team right here. I was talking with him early in the season about what his objective was for Season 82. One of the things he said was he wanted to set a good example for the many young guys on his team. And in that particular game against La Salle, his numbers speak for themselves. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals. He showed the young guns of UE that this is how you battle against a team of De La Salle's quality. And even if they lost that game, Philip Manalang showed up and stepped up in that particular matchup.
Philip Manalang, 14-6-2 for the UE Red Warriors. Again, the captain of this team. But again, coming off that close game, let's see how UE is planning to bounce back in today's matchup against Ateneo. So more from UE's side. Let's talk to UE's courtside reporter. We have here Jaime Ascalon. Jaime?
As Martin and Enzo, within the season, there's a lot of friendships and relationships that have blossomed for the UE Red Warriors. And one of the interesting ones is the trio of rookies, Harvey Pagsanhan, Neil Tolentino, and team captain veteran Philip Manalang. Now, they actually have this tradition where they would go to Quiapo Church every day before a game, and they would light a candle and say a little prayer for the team. Now, I asked team captain Philip Manalang on what is his advice for these two as they will be taking the leadership role when he is gone next season. He said he just wants them to believe in their team, believe in their teammates and their talents, regardless of any adversity. Now, speaking of belief, Coach Lawrence Chongson wrote belief on the whiteboard in yesterday's practice. He said the first step in trying to defeat Ateneo is to believe in themselves, and he does believe that they have the capacity to do so after their last game in their first half. So don't count out the UE Red Warriors just yet dahil sila ay lalaban at lalaban para sa pamantasan ng silangan. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Jaime. And that's good mindset here for the UE Red Warriors going into this matchup. That belief, and of course, couple it with the good habits that they have before the game. They should have a chance here against Ateneo.
Well, that's a very, very good, like you said, mindset heading into this pivotal game for the UE Red Warriors. The first step is to believe you can win, but beyond that, you have to have great discipline and sharp execution, especially against a team of Ateneo's quality.
But featured in our marquee matchup here in our Players Spotlight, two of the best foreign student athletes we have here in the UAAP colliding today, this afternoon. Ange Kwame for Ateneo and Alex Jaquite for UE.
It's the 6'11" Ivorian from Ateneo, Ange Kwame, against the Senegalese center from UE, Alex Jaquite. Jaquite with, if you see these numbers right here, better stats all around. 18 points, shooting nearly 50% from the field, 14 rebounds a game. He's actually our top scorer in the league entering this particular game. But on the other end, Ange Kwame doing a lot of everything for Ateneo, including leading the entire league in block shots with nearly 4 rejections per contest, Martin.
That's those are the numbers. Jaquite actually the #1 scorer in the league and the #2 rebounder. So those are big numbers for Alex. We hope he is 100% today. For Ange Kwame, one of the most formidable defensive players we have here in the league. So Ateneo and UE will square off here inside the Henares Center. But for Ateneo, in their last game against the FEU Tamaraos, again, I mentioned earlier that they were erratic in the first 2 quarters. They cleaned up their act and got more efficient in the second half. You see there the numbers in terms of the turnover count here, Enzo.
But if there's one chink in the armor of the Blue Eagles, Martin, it's turnovers. And it was for everyone to see in this particular game. FEU also a very disciplined unit, forcing 18 Ateneo turnovers in only 20 minutes and shooting the lights out as well. It was a nightmare of a first half for Ateneo. But as has been the case many times for this Tab Baldwin coach team, they just flip the switch,
right,
and then they turn things around in that second half, and they win again against a very, very good FEU team. But that's going to be a dangerous way to live for Ateneo moving forward as we enter the deep waters of Season 82.
And of course, they're going to be challenged by the teams here in the UAAP. But once they go back to that discipline and their own brand of basketball, all is good and well for the blue and white. But on the other side of the fence here, Rey Suerte continues to put up points for the UE Red Warriors, although he was a little bit silent in the second half because he got most of his scoring numbers in that first half against LaSalle.
17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 block shots. Suerte for me has been one of the most exciting players to watch in Season 82, Martin. But what's missing from him a little bit is the consistency.
Right.
The ability to sustain that high level of production throughout a 40-minute stretch. And if he's able to do that here against no less than the defending champions, then perhaps UE might have a slim chance of pulling the rug from under Ateneo.
Well, last few games for Rey Suerte here in the UAAP, so expect the best from this guy. Rey Suerte, of course, a one-and-done player for the UE Red Warriors. And as you can see here, the red and white getting ready for this matchup against the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles. Coach Tab Baldwin, Coach Lawrence Chongson, getting ready to square off here. When we return, tip off here in Inares Center, UAP, right here on SNA. Back here to our coverage of the UAP Season 82 right here on SNA. You guys are also catching the action live on SNA HD, Liga and Liga HD, sports.abs-cbn.com, and on iWant Sports. First offering of the day between the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles and the UE Red Warriors. Solid starting unit here for Ateneo, but on the other side, again, Rey Suerte will be coming off the bench for the UE Red Warriors. That's going to be an interesting turn here because that happened also in their first matchup of the season when Suerte entered the game at the tail end of the first quarter. Orpilia, Veras, and Medillo, our three officials for this game. 11-0, Ateneo going up against the 3-8 UE Red Warriors. Again, UE facing elimination. They need to sweep their remaining games if they want a chance, a shot at that Final Four finish. And two big men featured in our matchup today, Angelo Kwame, Alex Jaquite, to jump it up. And our first offering this afternoon, Antipolo weekend for the UAP Season 82 Men's Basketball Tournament. And ball going to the side of the UE Red Warriors right away, right off the jump, Enzo.
A good sign for UE that they get the first crack at the basket here. It'd be a very, very positive thing for Coach Lawrence Chongson and his crew if they can get a good outcome out of this first possession against Ateneo. Of course, as you said, Martin, Ray Suerte coming off the bench, that's been a ploy that UE's used for, oftentimes this season to really give their second unit a big offensive spark, and we'll see if it works here. But the big question is, can this first unit sustain well against the strong starting five of the Ateneans?
They were able to do that in their first round encounter. The starting unit actually got off to a fast start against the Blue Eagles. So same game plan today for Coach Lawrence Chongson, and that's a turnover for UE. So we counter turnovers here. Ateneo getting the ball back, 11-0. You'd expect them to be hungry today and bounce back, of course, against a tough performance against FEU.
Well, for sure, and I think they're looking at this as a possible statement game heading into their last few games of the elimination round. They want to tell the entire league that, hey, we're not playing around, we're not relaxing, we're not taking our foot off the pedal just yet. We want to be able to end as strong as we can and gather as much momentum heading into the Final Four.
And it's important to establish that and not show any vulnerability to the opposing teams. Here's 30 Ravenna. They go back out to Nieto here on top. 6 seconds to work with for Ateneo. Navarro, the short stab, rebounded by Nick Abanto.
Actually thought that was a pretty good shot for Will Navarro, one of the most efficient players this season for Ateneo. Just shorted that a little bit.
Missing on the triple try there was Antiborda. Jaquite, Abanto. Repositioning inside is Jaquite, but he was bothered by the defense and the long arms of Ange Kwame.
Ange Kwame, the #1 shot blocker the entire league. Nearly 4 a game. Anytime you're gonna go up against him, 2 feet away from the basket, medyo may ilang ka talaga, Martin.
Haba ito ni Angelo Kwame.
A good pass.
And Tolentino able to finish on the other side. So UE gets on the board first here in this matchup for our C2 fast break of the game.
Diego Tolentino, one of my favorite players this season. Just so fun to watch and big X factor for UE.
Only 7 minutes though for Tolentino in that last matchup against DLSU. So he's looking for more and bigger minutes here for UE as he scores the touchdown here for the Red Warriors.
And he just runs the lane so well in transition. You cannot afford to sleep on transition defense, even for a few seconds when you're going up against Diego Tolentino.
Nieto going to Wong, who lost handle of that basketball. So Ateneo starting off with a couple of turnovers here, and UE getting it back.
And if you're Coach Tab Baldwin, there might be some creeping concern. Another somewhat sloppy start in the first minute and a half here for the blue and white.
That doesn't happen often to Ateneo.
Yes, not often this season.
Yeah, Navarro hustling for it, couldn't complete the steal though. Antiborda surveys the floor. Mendoza from straightaway. No good coming from Jed, and Adrian Wong ending up with a rebound. Ahead to 30.
Good
Back
pass
to Wong. The drop off inside to Navarro, but it was deflected out. Ball staying on this side of the court.
Well, you sense a little bit of tentativeness here. We'd love for Adrian Wong to just take it strong to the basket, maybe fish for a foul in that particular sequence.
Ravenna pulls the trigger. A little bit too strong on that triple try. Antiborda on the move. Antiborda off the glass and in. Counted was the foul.
Second straight transition basket for the Red Warriors, Martin.
And Antiborda with our master play of the game. Got by 2 Ateneans in the process to get the end one opportunity.
Good, energetic start. Just the kind of start you need if you're part of Coach Lawrence Chongson's team. And this is the kind of start you want if you're UE. Kailangan mamuhunan ka muna. Because Ateneo, as we've seen the past few games, they have a habit of really rallying in the second half of their games.
Importante yung puhunan na yan, especially against Ateneo. We know, again, they can just easily flip the switch at any given point of the game. 30. Out to Wong. They go to the post. Kwame. One-legged fadeaway unleashed by Ange Kwame.
Like a Dirk Nowitzki-ish fadeaway shot from the baseline. It might, if Ange Kwame has that in his arsenal on a consistent basis.
That's right. Kwame digging deep into his bag, and he gets the rebound there. 30. Going to Nieto. Nieto back out. Ange. Put it on the floor. Back out to Wong. Shot clock reads 14. Wong nails the mid-range J just inside the arc.
And that's what makes Wong so dangerous. He's so composed going off those ball screens. If you sag off him a little bit or you follow through the ball screen,
Right.
he has the capability to hit those 17-footers consistently.
Tolentino dropping it off. Jaquite. Wow, what
Man.
happened? Denied. Sent back by Kwame. And Wong is on the move. Nieto. Back out to Kwame, who unleashes from deep. No good that time. And Navarro is down on
Yes.
the floor. So it's a 4-on-5 situation here on the other side. 30 gets it back for Ateneo. They're gonna call for time here as Navarro was hit hard on the head.
Not a good sign for the Blue Eagles right here, seeing one of their elite forwards sprawled on the ground for a few minutes there, or for a few seconds rather.
See the play here. Navarro. Ooh.
Oh, that was Nick Abanto's left forearm,
Right.
I think, who hit Navarro square on the face.
Our officials missed that, so Navarro going down on the floor after that hard hit. And well, is understandably shaken up here.
From that angle, didn't really look like it was an intentional hit from Abanto. Just,
Yeah.
you know, trying to box out Will Navarro, try to give him the benefit of the doubt. But nonetheless, the damage has been done. Will Navarro will go out of this game for the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to check, because he was hit on the head, I'm sure they're going to check Martin if there are any concussion symptoms
Right.
prevalent for Will Navarro. Hopefully none. Touching his chin right there. That was a solid hit.
I think he's okay. He's just gonna rest it out. Matthew Daves checking in here for Will Navarro. And Nieto brings it downhill, 4 apiece. Ateneo with 4 straight points so far to counter UE's 4-0 run earlier. And 30 Ravenna knocks down the triple. That's our Vivo V17 shoot beyond limit shot coming from 30.
Well, UE, the last 2 defensive stands they've sagged off the shooters, and they paid for that. Wong with that 17-footer, and now 30 Ravenna hitting the 3.
Over 4 minutes gone. Tolentino getting in, and Jaquite cleaning up the mess.
Oh, Jaquita just so wide, and he knows how to maximize his heft down there in the paint.
That's Jaquite at his best. Daves against Abanto here on top. To the cutting Wong, and Wong escapes for the lay-in.
Defensive lapse right there for UE. Nobody rotating on defense after that nice curl by Navarro. By Wong, rather.
Mendoza. Tolentino puts it on the floor, leaves it off for Jaquite. And a travel called against Alex Jaquite. That's been a problem in the past few games for Alex. Getting a lot of traveling violations called on him.
Well, that's true, but nice putback right here.
And this was the cut earlier by Wong to the basket. And Ateneo on top by 3 early on here. Almost halfway done in the first. Nieto is up against Antiporda. He pulls the trigger. Too strong on the 3. Antiporda gets it. Back to Antiporda from Jed. He's got Wong on him. Abanto, Tolentino. They go to Jaquite here, who makes his move against Kwame. As we reach our Gatorade hydration checkpoint, Jaquite gets denied again by Kwame.
And 2 blocks now for Ange Kwame. We're just 5 minutes into this game, Martin. Well, the thing is, you gotta love Jaquite's valor going up against Kwame, but Kwame just too athletic, too long so far in this particular contest.
And Kwame was actually able to hold off Jaquite to only 10 points in their first matchup. Ravenna on the second effort. A little bit wayward on that one.
I think 30 was trying to fish for the foul in that sequence. Maybe it would have been better just go straight up against the defense of UE.
Antiporda counted by 30, nowhere to go. Tolentino catches it. They go inside again to Alex, trying to make Kwame work here. Jaquite, the pump fake, the banker will not work, but that's a better shot coming from Alex Jaquite.
And slowly, I think the ploy for UE here is they're trying to maybe put Kwame in a position where they can draw fouls from him, but Kwame so far very disciplined on the defensive end. Good pass.
Kwame though lost the ball on the catch. Still Ateneo leading it by 3 points here, 9-6. Under 4 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. We'll be back after this. to the ball game. Ateneo and UE squaring off here in our first offering, and Ateneo recovering very well after that 4-0 early surge by UE to begin the game. They lead it right now 9-6, and so far better executions on offense we are seeing from the Ateneo Blue Eagles ever since that slow start for them.
Well, like you said, Martin, good execution as we see Wilbert Loa, one of the managers, I think, for the UE Red Warriors right there. Better execution on both ends for the Blue Eagles, but now with Ange Kwame sitting on the bench and Isaac Go inside, we'll see if UE continues to go to Alex Jaquite on the offensive end.
Again, early on, they were going to Alex Jaquite, but he was clearly bothered by the presence of Ange Kwame underneath as Wong knocks down the basket. Again, 6 points now for Adrian Wong.
Adrian Wong now shooting 3 out of 5 from the field, leading all scorers in this game so far with 6 points so far. Good sign for Coach Tab and his crew if, Wong maintains that level of accuracy throughout the rest of this game.
And this is going to be a backcourt violation against UE. Let's take a look at this McDonald's instant replay. Adrian Wong on the pull-up jumper there.
And what makes Wong, that move so dangerous is he reads the ball screen defense so well. He knows if his guy is going to sag on him, going to ice that screen, or going to fight over it. And he reads off of that and just makes the good decision, or the right decision rather, most of the time, getting himself in a good spot to score.
One of the good comeback stories here we have in the UAAP, of course, he suffered from that knee injury a couple of seasons back. He is back at 100% for Coach Tab. And Wong, as I mentioned, that misses the jumper. Nieto. Back to Wong here, Cruz on him. Isaac Go for 3. Oh, that goes in for Isaac Go. And that's our PS bankable assist of the game. Parang PS Bank personal loan na maaasahan. Apply online. No collateral to set up that free-pointer from Isaac Go.
And just like that, it's an 8-point lead now, Martin. Pick your poison time for Ateneo. Whether you defend Adrian Wong like in that sequence and you leave Isaac Go wide open, which he can hit. That's right. From beyond the arc.
And Jaquite with a strong pass cross-court. That one's sailing out. And let's take a look at this setup job. Adrian Wong to Isaac Go on the pick and pop.
And if I know UE like I think I do, I'm sure they didn't mean to leave Isaac Go open. I think there was miscommunication on the ball screen defense in that particular sequence.
Daves attacking, leaving it off for Big Mike. Go pulls the trigger again. Back-to-back hits for Isaac Go.
And it's going to be tough living for Alex Jaquite if he continues to hit that.
And that's our Manulife Vision player of the game. Manalang, the pump fake. 11-point lead now for Ateneo. And that's going to be a foul here on the Blue Eagles. Look at the setup here. It's Mike Nieto finding Isaac Go wide open again, this time from the other side.
And I think Coach Tab Baldwin is kind of daring Alex Jaquite to stretch his defense all the way to the perimeter. But of course, Jaquite, it seems, I'm not sure what exactly is happening, it seems his mobility is hampered a little bit, and he's just not really able to go out to the perimeter and shadow Isaac Go.
Still clearly not 100% here is Alex Jaquite, but he is looking for it. And here's Alex again, looking to attack Go. Jaquite the kick out, Cruz. And that's going to be a shot clock violation against the Red Warriors. Good defense from the Blue Eagles.
Well, ordinarily one-on-one, Alex Jaquite definitely has an overwhelming edge on Isaac Go. But you see, Matthew Daves was right by the basket. And that sequence just a few feet away, ready to help. And that's what, made Jaquite think twice about attacking the basket.
So Apasible, who checked in earlier, is now getting Isaac Go on defense. Nieto for 3. Off to the right, Jaquite corrals the rebound. And here comes Manalang. Manalang against Go. Manalang making his way, dropping it off to Apasible. Apasible backs down. Apasible no good on the turnaround. And a rebound for Tyler Teal.
Thought that was a good move by the former Blue Eagle. Apasible actually just could not finish the baby hook.
Go missing his first triple. And here comes Ray Suerte. Suerte. The pump fake got Mamuyak to commit, but the travel called against Suerte. Tough call there.
And I actually agree with the referee. That was a travel, but I thought the whistle could have come a little earlier than it did.
Because,
and I think that's why Lawrence Chongson isn't happy about the call.
That's right.
after the spin by Suerte, I actually thought he did travel, but the whistle did not come early on. And so that's why he shot the basketball.
That's right. Initially, he thought it was good.
Yeah.
So he shot it off the glass, and unfortunately for him, he was called for steps.
Look at the spin right here. And there you go. I thought that was a travel right there, but because the call came after the contact, I think that's what's causing, the frustration on UE's part.
And Coach Lawrence here continues to mark at our officials. 17-6. Ateneo off to a 17-2 run ever since that 4-0 start by UE. A minute and 6 left in the opening frame. And they're trying to get a clear look at it.
Well, this is a crucial moment for UE, Martin. I mean, up 4-0 early on, and then 17-2 blast by the defending champions. A technical foul.
Yeah, on UE's bench. So Mike Nieto is going to be shooting a free throw here and looking to extend this Ateneo lead. Too strong. So UE dodging a bullet right there. 66 seconds remaining here in the opening frame. And Coach Tab using the lull to regroup on the sideline. But Ateneo has it. Clearly has the momentum in this game. Tyler Tio brings it downhill against Manalang. A minute left. Tio pulls the trigger. Too strong on the 3. Jaquite getting a hand on it. And Manalang gets the long rebound. Here comes Suerte. Suerte against Mamuya. High-low play. Go. Good job on closing out there, on deflecting rather the entry pass. And this is the drought right now for the Red Warriors. Last 5 minutes held scoreless by the Blue Eagles.
The Blue Eagles defense has just been very, very airtight the last few minutes, Martin. Very difficult for UE's offense to get into any rhythm right now.
That's right. Quick adjustments made here by Coach Tab. And Apasible will be fouled underneath. So ball staying with UE here with 17 seconds to work with. And that's a 13th foul against Ateneo, or make that 4th team foul on them. So one more will put them in the penalty. Apasible. They go to Philip Manalang, who is looking for Suerte, getting it to him. Suerte backs down against Mike. And that's a foul on Mike Nieto. Suerte heads to the line for 2.
Not a good foul by Big Mike in that particular sequence. The last 2 sequences, the refs have shown that they're going to call those kinds of calls. I mean, Isaac with a reach in a while ago, defending the pass, deflecting it against Alex Jaquite, but he was called for the foul. So Mike should have known better than to reach in that particular sequence. And now Ateneo's in the penalty, exactly what UE wants, to score with time, not running at all. Cut this lead down back to single digits late in the first quarter.
And this did happen a lot against FEU. FEU only got to the line 3 times, and that was off the unsportsmanlike foul, so 2 free throws, and off the technical foul against Coach Tab in that game. As you can see, the head coach of the UP Fighting Maroons watching intently here. They're coming up next, by the way, right after this game, in a key matchup against the Adamson Soaring Falcons. But Ateneo did not let FEU shoot free throws because they were in the penalty.
Well, that's the thing. Normally, Ateneo's defense is really, really disciplined, but that last defensive stand, 3 straight fouls by the Blue Eagles, so not a very good sign, and I'm sure Coach Tab Baldwin doesn't like that. As we see the run here, 10-2 run for the last 5 minutes for the Blue Eagles.
Tyler Tio goes out, go to Mamuyak. Gian Mamuyak with space. Misfiring though. Andrade getting a hand on it, but ball ending up with Cruz. Last shot time here for UE, down by 9. Suerte is up against Gian Mamuyak. Suerte looking to melt it. Suerte, the pump fake, the shot. No basket for Ray Suerte to end the first quarter. And it is the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles up by 9 points here at the end of the first when we return second quarter of this game. Second quarter about to begin. This is your UAAP Season 82 live on SNA. Ateneo and UE squaring off here inside the Inares Center. You guys are joined by Martin Javier, Hoopnut, Enzo Flojo, and of course our two courtside reporters, Franny Reyes from Ateneo and Jaime Ascalon from UE. 17-8 is the count as we begin the second frame here. Enzo, your thoughts of what happened in the first quarter? How was Ateneo able to recover in that one?
Well, pretty sharp execution on offense. 15 perimeter points for the Ateneans. UE's defense just not able to really shut down the perimeter onslaught from the Blue Eagles, anchored on those threes from Isaac Go.
And this is despite Ange Kwame spending time on the bench for the Ateneo Blue Eagles in the latter part of that first quarter. And the Blue Eagles continue to hustle here. Great energy to begin the second frame for them. Tio.
Good pass.
The pass inside Magdenburg. Missing right there. And he gets his own miss though. Going to the corner. Tio knocks it down from deep. Tyler Tio makes it a 12-point game for our Jollibee. 100% amazing move of the quarter.
Good shot right there by Tyler Tio. Always ready. Lagi ang kasado yan si Tyler Tio in those kinds of sequences. But credit to that guy, Magdenburg, keeping the possession alive. Good pass, good find on Tyler Tio. And as I see Magdenburg right here, I think he's the only Atenean physically who can match up with Jaquita in terms of width and heft.
And UE, 0 field goals made in the last almost 7 minutes of the game before that one coming from Apasible. That's our Yamaha Mio #1 move. Apasible scoring underneath.
Well, John Apasible, when I was watching this kid back when he was still playing for Hope Christian High School, Martin, one of the top inside players of his generation, and it's nice to see him try to get back on the groove here for UE.
And he's shown his chops in his comeback here in the UAAP. We've seen flashes of brilliance from this guy. Asuerte drops it off to Apasible. The spin, the shot over go, no good. Jaquite towering for the board, going to Apasible, who could not make it back-to-back, but he will head to the line for 2.
And that combo of Alex Jaquite and John Apasible, just so physical, sobrang bigat in the paint. Good pass right there by Jaquite as a good dive to the basket shown by John Apasible. If those two guys continue to connect throughout this game, that could force some adjustments on Ateneo's part.
And that could create also opportunities for the shooters outside for UE. And of course, John Apasible here creating impact in the second frame. 3 straight points for him, and again ending the dry spell for the UE Red Warriors here in the first half. See the numbers, not much, but it's the intangibles given by this guy that's helping UE.
And John Apasible, I wouldn't be surprised if he's extra motivated going up against his former school this afternoon. It'll be interesting to see if he plays a ton of minutes and what kind of production he'll have for the rest of the game.
Mamuyak going to Isaac Go. We have a foul away from the ball.
It's an unsportsmanlike foul. A foul called here.
Wow. Jem Cruz is going to be called for this one. But of course, they're going to verify if it is indeed an unsportsmanlike foul. But that was the initial call.
And we'll see what happens here. He's guarding, I think, Tyler Tio, if I'm not mistaken, and a bump right there.
Yeah. And
to be quite honest,
Cruz,
Martin, I'm not so sure if that really, unequivocally warrants an unsportsmanlike foul. It was off the ball for sure. Definitely not a play on the ball because Tio did not have possession of the basketball in that sequence, but it was a bump to the midsection by Cruz.
That's right. And I think they initially called it because Jem Cruz intended for it to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that was a burst of acceleration from Cruz while he was hiding from all of the players there. But let's see what the call will be here.
Let's see if they overturn it or if they hold down pat on that unsportsmanlike foul call on Jem Cruz. Big blow to UE.
Right.
If it does stay as an unsportsmanlike foul, they're staring at an 8-point deficit right here. They've had some momentum in the second quarter.
They're slowly creating momentum here with 4 straight points coming from John Apasible.
Apasible has been a spark off the second unit for Coach Lawrence Chongson. But this would kill all that momentum and then potentially shift it back again to the side of the Blue Eagles.
That's a possibility, especially with the lull we're having right now. And let's see. Our official will not call it unsportsmanlike, so that's going to be an ordinary foul against Gem Cruz.
And I totally agree with that overturn of the unsportsmanlike foul call, Martin. I don't really think that, you know, there was a strong enough action on Cruz's part to merit that kind of call. But again, the referees, I guess, are just being safe or playing safe. They don't want any extreme, unnecessary contact to color this game and to maybe spark anything unnecessarily too physical. That's why they called it like that. Good thing they were able to review it and had the opportunity to overturn it.
That's the thing. They could still review it and decide if they're going to downgrade, they're going to stay, or they're going to upgrade the call. So this is going to be a regular foul on Gem Cruz as play continues. Ateneo turning the ball over. Andrade pass a little bit too strong for Mamuyak there. So UE will have it. Apasible. Manalang. Here's the pressure from Ateneo. It's Tio hounding Manalang. Approaching 2 minutes gone here in the second frame. Jaquite. Suerte against Mamuyak. Ray still looking for his first points off the game. Goes inside to Jaquite against Kwame. 5 seconds to work with. Jaquite carving space. He needs to take the shot. He banks that one home.
And, you know, chip and chip and chip until you break that wall, and he finally does.
Alex Jaquite with her What a Flakes kakaibang move against Ange Kwame. Magdenburg surveys. Lead is down to 6 for the Blue Eagles. Andrade. Back to Magdenburg, who shoots the 3. And a foul away from it. This will be a turnover against Ateneo.
You see this good move from Jaquite, just barreling his way in the paint right there. One fake. And sometimes heft wins over length, and that's what happened there. Alex Jaquite over Ange Kwame as Magdenburg's heel was on the sideline right there. Turnover for the Ateneans.
So no foul, just a turnover for Ateneo. And here's Jaquite again. Might have gotten a little bit of confidence in the play earlier, and he gets the foul on Ange Kwame that time.
That's been the ploy for UE so far in this first half. Just pound and pound against Ange Kwame. Try to maybe draw some fouls for him. That's the first foul, if I'm not mistaken, from Ange Kwame. But if Jaquite continues to get the ball so easily in the high post or the low post, Ange Kwame could be in a bit of trouble right here.
So Alex Jaquite, again, we mentioned earlier, #1 scorer, 18.4 points per game. And #2 rebounder in the league at 14.1 rebounds per game. Those are monster numbers coming from this guy. And
well, he's a monster player, Martin. I mean, just look, he's about 6'10".
That's right.
I'd say
has the big body.
Yeah, close to 300 pounds.
Yeah.
He's a heavyweight.
Oh, Magdenburg left open. Overshoots it. Andrade,
a good pass.
Back to Magdenburg, who gets denied.
I thought that was a good pass from Andrade, but as you see Gian Mamuyak telling his teammates, teka lang, a bit more patience in the execution.
And this was the reverse by Magdenburg, tapped out by Rey Suerte. And Ateneo's lead down to 5. Andrade. SJ Belangel now in the game. Belangel. The kick out. Mamuyak for 3. In and out, and in for Gian.
Thought that was a nice find by SJ Belangel.
And Gian Mamuyak with her pure gold. Always panalo move. Jaquite getting the inbound.
Here's that press by Ateneo right now. Good move by the Ateneans with that flash press off that made basket.
Oh, Apasible! Sent back by Ange Kwame.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
I mean, look at this emphatic rejection by Ange Kwame. Take a look at our McDonald's instant replay. The volleyball spike from Kwame.
Woo. And you get excited with blocks like that. I mean, emphatic is the word.
That's Jaquite. From long range, no go. Daves corrals it. And here comes Belangel. Ateneo looking to create a run of their own here in the second frame. Wong against Suerte. Kwame inside to Andrade, who had position. And that's a foul on Cruz.
Good high-low play, but this one, an inverted high-low with a big man passing to the small guy in the paint. Good move right here too by BJ Andrade against Cruz. Catching Cruz off guard on defense around the basket right there. 2 free throws now for the Hong Kong-born, actually. BJ Andrade, former Ateneo Blue Eaglet champion in the juniors division.
That's what you like about this move, and as you see here, Mr. Brightside, Bright Akweti, waiting on the sideline. Again, they will be in action later. UP fighting Maroons against Adamson in our second game today. That's going to be an important matchup.
Oh, that's going to be huge for both those teams. UP in solo second place with 6 wins and 4 losses, and Adamson still in the thick of the Final Four race, 4 wins and 6 losses for Adamson. So that would be a game with tremendous Final Four implications, Martin.
High stakes
Yes.
for UP and Adamson.
High stakes indeed.
That's right. And entering for the first time for UE, Harvey Pagsanhan, rookie from Hope. Suerte using that Jaquite screen. Suerte no good. Jaquite with the offensive board. Jaquite got 2 defenders to commit, but a shot block from behind. The recovery by Andrade.
Oh, good. The defensive stand right there for BJ Andrade, but if you're Matthew Daves, you got to do a better job boxing out Alex Jaquite. We see here 4 offensive rebounds for both teams this quarter. I think Matthew Daves caught ball watching after that 3-point shot by Ray Suerte.
Suerte goes to Apacible here, who backs down against Daves. Suerte, reverse. No good, bothered by the defense again.
And an altered, not a blocked shot, but an altered shot right there by Ange Kwame.
And Kwame from straight away, he knocks it down.
Defense into offense. This guy, Ange Kwame, just affects the game in so many ways.
And Kwame unleashing the Jollibee 100%. The amazing move of the quarter. Blue Eagles ahead by 12. Timeout on the floor. Back to the action. Ateneo with their biggest lead of the game, 27-15. 5.5 minutes remaining here in the first half, and it was given by Angelo Kwame straight away 3-pointer earlier. BDO coaches winning ways. Coach Steph Baldwin with a winning ways here for Ateneo, continues to adjust in this game, and right now they are up by 12, 27-15. And Suerte, who hasn't scored in this game, brings it downhill for UE. Redshirts on the attack. Philip Manalang against Pelangel, using that Jaquite screen. Manalang to the rolling Jaquite.
Oh, there you
dribble
go.
in, and Jaquite couldn't get that one to drop, but he gets the foul on Kwame.
That's mission accomplished. Is getting the second foul on Ange Kwame, who already has 5 points, 4 boards, and 2 rejections, as we see there. The numbers on the screen, but 2 fouls on Kwame. That could potentially be a significant development in this game, Martin.
That's right.
If he's pulled from the game anytime soon, then UE has the potential to really eat into this double-digit deficit against the Blue Eagles.
But if you're G45, you gotta make these free throws count.
Gotta make those free throws, man. They've shot 5 out of 7, if I'm not mistaken, so far.
And let's see. G45's second one, 5 and 7. He misses both though. So UE unable to capitalize. Pelangel and Ateneo looking to extend their lead. Wong to Daves as we reach our Gatorade hydration checkpoint here in the second frame. It is third year Ravenna up against Harvey Pagsanhan. Ravenna turns. Ravenna fouled.
Harvey Pagsanhan with a little bit of a nudge there as 30 was driving to the short corner.
Number 9, Harvey Pagsanhan. That's his first personal.
UE not yet in the penalty. Quick turn right there for 30.
Timeout.
And taking advantage of the rookie's defense right there. Timeout here for UE. They're down by 12. Backdoor coverage here, and Peak's #1 defense, Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles, holding UE to only 15 points so far here in the first half as they lead it by 12, 27 to 15.
14 seconds.
So Rey Suerte still scoreless in this game. Really having a hard time against the guards and of course the interior defense of Ateneo. And G45, 5 points, 2 out of 9. Suerte with 2 points but hasn't made a shot from the field. So those are the numbers from the two main pieces, the 1-2 punch of UE.
And it's going to be very, very difficult for UE. I mean, it's already difficult going up against Ateneo, but with their top 2 scorers combining for only 7 points, combining to shoot only 2 out of 14, if I'm not mistaken, from the field so far, then it's going to be extremely challenging for the UE Red Warriors to try and upend the defending champions here. As we see, I think that was a foul, maybe on Adrian Wong, or SJ Belangel rather, which is why Manalang goes to the stripe.
Yeah, 2 players tagging Philip Manalang right there off the inbound. So Manalang goes to the line because Ateneo is already in the penalty. 2 free throws given.
That's the first point right there for the veteran point guard, Philip Manalang, coming out of the NU Juniors program into the UE Red Warriors.
But he misses the second. These precious free throws missed by the Red Warriors here in the first half.
They've shot 6 out of 11 rather from the stripe already. Not a good sign for Coach Lawrence Chongson.
Adrian Wong to Ravenna here. 30. Goes to Kwame at the post, who faces up against Apacible. Kwame, short stab is good.
Using his height advantage, he has about 6 inches on John Apacible. Apacible matching him in heft, but the length of Kwame just too much for John Apacible in that sequence.
And UE going into a drought again. Last 3 minutes, They've been scoreless, held scoreless by the Blue Eagles. And Alex
good move.
Jaquite, as we mentioned, that breaks the dry spell for UE.
He's grimacing in pain a little bit there, but it was a good move from Alex Jaquite to cut that lead down to 11 as a foul here is called on Philip Manalang on the reach-in.
Oh, he thought he got it clean. But Philip Manalang will be called for the personal here. Let's take a look at this move from Ange Kwame, towering over everybody to get that short hook to drop, and then inside, a little bit more effort here. Jaquite is showing us the footwork, hobbling a little bit there, but he's fine. So 11-point lead for Ateneo going into this quick gap. It is 29-18, 3:45 remaining here in the first half. Ateneo still on top. And our first offering this afternoon. Happy Sunday, everybody. And we thank you for catching all of this live on SNA right now. And Ateneo has it here in this next possession. Adrian Wong setting the table now for the Blue Eagles. Goes to their point guard, Matt Nieto. Nieto. Two-man game between him and Dave. So Dave showing us the hang time. Couldn't make the shot though. And here comes Manalang. Suerte is open. Suerte shoots it.
There you
Suerte
go.
knocks it down.
Over the outstretched arms of Ange Kwame, Martin.
That's our yellow cap end-to-end play of the game. First triple of the game for UE and first field goal made for Rey Suerte.
And that could spark something for the Red Warriors as we enter the last 3 minutes of the first half.
Wong back out to 30, who tries to answer. He does. Dropping in the triple there.
But if you're Rey Suerte, you gotta play defense on the other end. He just quit on defense. They're leaving 30 Ravenna, you know, with hours to shoot from beyond the arc. Man.
Yeah, the all day to shoot for that one. All right, Suerte. It's back to an 11-point lead. We just counter threes in this stretch. Suerte hounded by Wong, goes to Manalang. Philip breaking free. Manalang.
Man.
Oh, denied by Kwame.
And you can't do that to Ange Kwame if you're Philip Manalang. You gotta pass the ball. Drop pass was open right there to Alex Jaquite.
And Matt Nieto using the Kwame screen to break free. No good. Ravenna skying high for the board. And we have a foul against the Red Warriors. As we take a look at this three-pointer coming from Rey Suerte, who did not wait for the defense to recover. And on the other side, countering for the Blue Eagles, an open look given to third-year Ravenna.
And that's shot block number 3 right now for Ange Kwame. So he's actually close to his average already of 3.9 per game as third-year Ravenna sinks the front end of his free throws, giving Ateneo a 12-point lead again.
It's 33-21. Mr. Bong and Mosey Ravenna, of course. Watching intently here. Malapit-tapit sa kanila. So, 12-point lead. Paksanhan all alone on the other end.
And that's been a weakness for Ateneo this afternoon. That transition defense has been inconsistent for the white shirts. certainly something they'll need to correct as they enter the halftime break in a bit.
So down to the last 2 minutes here in the first half. Kwame. Wong against Harvey. 30, thinking about it, deciding to step back. But Ray Suerte was right there for the recovery.
Watch the shot clock.
Nieto from mid-range fouled
Yun lang.
on the closeout against Suerte.
And you know, we were watching the shot clock, Martin. We only had about 2 seconds left when Nieto launched that pull-up J, and Ray Suerte, not a very good foul to make. As we see the good numbers from Adrian Wong, 6 points, 3 boards, 3 dimes, plus 11 in his plus-minus column. Talking about Filipino-American Adrian Wong. He's been a picture of efficiency for the blue and white this afternoon here at the Inares Center.
Oh, he's done a lot for this team. Also played a solid game in their first round encounter with UE, scoring 11 points in that game. But Matt Nieto is at the free throw line.
Whistle blown though before Nieto took the shot.
Right.
We'll see what that's about. That's a technical foul, and they're pointing to the UE bench again.
Wow, second tech called against UE's bench. And this is for continuous complaint.
And that means even more free throws now for the Ateneans.
Continuous complaint for UE, getting them the 2 techs here.
Red Warriors for unsportsmanlike behavior.
So 34-23, it's
second
Adrian
infraction.
Wong taking the technical free throw. But one more free throw coming up later on for Matt Nieto. Wong couldn't add to his total.
Sorry miss right there for Adrian Wong, but Nieto still has his second free throw to take here. But UE, they've had some flashes of brilliance in this game, Martin, but they kind of keep shooting themselves on the foot with these silly fouls and those 2 technical fouls that have been given to their bench already.
At Nieto nailing 2 for 2 there. So it's back to a 12-point lead. Again, you mentioned earlier, UE making runs here against Ateneo, but they've been countered by the Blue Eagles, and their technical fouls, unsportsmanlike fouls, not helping here in this game. That's going to be a travel against Ray Suerte here.
Ray Suerte moving his foot forward before dribbling the basketball in that sequence, right after catching the rock. And it's an easy call for any referee to make in that kind of situation.
So 1.5 remaining in the first half. 30 Ravenna handles the rock here. He is up against Pagsanhan. 30 against a couple of screens. One more screen given by Kwame, and he will be whistled for the offensive foul.
That's what we were talking about right there. That's on Kwame. That's foul number 3, Martin.
So a development here in this basketball game. Ange Kwame committing his 3rd personal foul. And that was the gamble made by Coach Stab Baldwin, leaving Kwame on the floor, and unfortunately, he gets whistled for the offensive foul here. Isaac Go will be coming in at the end of our break here. 12-point lead for the Blue Eagles. Back to the ball game. It is 35-23 in favor of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. A minute and 13 remaining here in the first half. So a correction here. It's only the second team foul against Ange Kwame, but he will be sent to the bench of the Blue Eagles as Coach Tab will not be risking it. Our Fajibar Obar Sasaya moment. And the Ateneo Blue Eagles bench, Gio Chu, clapping and cheering on for the Ateneo Blue Eagles as they lead it by 12 points here in the first half. Rey Suerte going to Philip Manalang. No Kwame again on the floor for Ateneo. A floater for Manalang is too strong. Apasible, no good. An interesting decision there for UE to not go to Jaquite in that particular play.
I was about to say that, Martin. I didn't think that was a good shot from Philip Manala. I would have wanted him to set up his big man first.
And instead, they called for a foul on the other end here. Pagsanhan committing the personal foul against 30 Ravenna, really having a difficulty in containing 30 here. Third foul called against Harvey.
Well, the thing about 30, Martin, is it's so tough to guard him. He's not the quickest. He doesn't have maybe, the best handles in the tournament, but his physicality is just so difficult to contain. When he barrels down the lane, it's almost like contact is just magnetized to him.
That's right.
And more often than not, it's going to be the defender called for the foul.
And he gets the third foul on the rookie, Harvey Pagsanhan. And that's why Neil Tolentino is back for UE 30, taking care of the free throws. Total blocks, Ange Kwame with 3. The entire UE team with only a single block.
He has been patrolling the basket, so well in this game and for the entire season. 3.9 block shots per game. Good steal right here by Matt Nieto.
Nieto with a takeaway. Wong with all day to shoot, knocks it down.
And that hurts. That hurts for UE. Live ball turnover for the Red Warriors, converted into a booming triple by Adrian Wong. And just like that, was what was once just an 11-point deficit, now a 17-point lead for the Ateneo Blue Eagles.
3 seconds remaining. Rey Suerte brings it down to 15, but Ateneo earlier held their biggest lead at 17 points. Suerte with the last say here in the first half. It is 40-25. Blue Eagles on top here at halftime. Numbers here on SNA. Welcome back to our coverage of the UAAP Season 82 Men's Basketball Tournament. Ateneo Blue Babel Battalion now performing here inside the Inares Center. And some quick reminders here at the half for you guys. Our PS Bankable fan of the game first. Here we go. Fans from both sides here, UE and Ateneo. Deposit checks in a snap with PS Bank Mobile. Download now. And the crowd cheering on. And traveling all the way here to the Inares Center to catch all of the action here in the UAAP. A quick reminder as well, Kapamilya, commute warrior ka ba sa ABS-CBN TV Plus Go? Maso-survive mo na ang stress ng araw-araw na traffic. Haba ng pila at hassle ng commute, catch the UAAP live as it airs. No data charges while watching. Follow TV Plus Go on Facebook to know more. And if you guys want to get merch from the UAAP, well, you can get 10% off on select UAAP merchandise, just like this one. You can get them the items today. Just visit www.uapstore.com and flex your school spirit. You got shades for customized for Ateneo and UE fans here, and also catch all of the UAAP Season 82 men's basketball action on the iWant app. Just download the iWant app or go to www.iwant.ph sports and watch the games live and on replay anytime, anywhere. Just look for the iWant Sports section. And for our fans abroad, you guys may watch UAAP Season 82 on TFC Online, available from premium subscribers, or you can purchase the UAAP Season 82 Men's Basketball Season Pass for only $2.99. Numbers coming your way in just a little bit. Ateneo up right now 40-25 here in our coverage of the UAAP Season 82 right here on SNA. At halftime, the Blue Eagles with a 15-point advantage, 40-25 over the UE Red Warriors here inside the Inares Center in Antipolo City. To cap off, of course, another UAAP weekend here in Antipolo. First quarter action, Enzo. UE actually had a solid start here, but we saw full recovery from the Ateneo Blue Eagles. That's why they were able to regain control of this game.
A sloppy start for Ateneo for maybe the first 2 minutes of this game, but after that, it's been sharp execution on both ends of the floor for the Blue Eagles. And Jaquite and Ray Suerte, they've combined for 14 points, but haven't really got into a very good rhythm yet for UE. That's a big reason why they're down by double digits at the half.
And UE actually just scored 8 points after that first quarter. Antiporta, Jaquite, and Suerte Tolentino all combining for the 8 points. Ateneo, on the other hand, back-to-back triples for Isaac Go, 17-8 advantage going into the second frame. And this is when Ateneo threatened to break free in this game, leading it by double digits pretty much most of the way.
And that outside shooting from Tio, from Isaac Go, from 30 Ravenna, that's been the main weapon for Ateneo, which is a little uncharacteristic because heading into this game, Martin, Ateneo is actually dead last in terms of 3-point percentage in the entire league. And that's maybe one ploy that UE was trying to do. One, get the fouls from Kwame and force Ateneo to beat them from the outside. But that's backfiring right now. But that's exactly, as we see this 3 from 30, that's exactly what Ateneo is doing. Ateneo heading into this game averaging about 7 made threes per contest. Now they already have 8.
Imagine that, 8 3-pointers already, and we're still just 2 quarters down in this basketball game. And right now they are in the driver's seat, 40-25, wanting to take their 12th win here in the season. As we take a look at the numbers here, Enzo.
Well, you see how Ateneo's been putting up the points. 30 of their 40 points, 75% coming from the perimeter, anchored on those 8 made triples for the Blue Eagles. 14 points off turnovers as well. They've forced 10 UE turnovers already, 10 second chance points as well for the Ateneans, and they've been patrolling the paint really, really well. Ange Kwame with 3 blocks, BJ Andrade with 1 rejection. For UE to get back into this game, Martin, their top 2 gunners, Alex Jaquite, Ray Suerte, they have to get their offensive rhythm flowing. As we see here, the leading scorers right now, Ravenna with 9 for Ateneo, 7 for Jaquite, along with 9 rebounds. He's been trying to carry this team by himself, but he will not be able to do that. He's gonna need some help from Suerte and from Apacible.
Jaquite right there across the board. He has 7 points, but he is shooting 3 out of 10 from the field. And to hear more from UE side, let's see how they're planning to bounce back in this basketball game. We have here Jaime Escalon. Jaime?
Yes, Martin, and as Coach Lawrence Lozon was not happy with how they ended that second quarter. Now with Ange Kwame being out with 3 fouls, they wanted to make a run of their own. However, it was Ateneo who did make the run of their own. He wants them to do a better job in closing out those quarters. Now, Coach Lawrence Lozon said in the locker room that you have to make extra passes and have more ball movements. Masyado na nga daw sila nagkakakanya-kanya sa offense. And now he ended by saying that there's enough time to shock the world, but you have to play like you want to win it. That's all for now. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Jaime. Most of their points in the first half, talking about UE coming from that interior. Wala pa masyado sa labas. Only 1 3-pointer here for the UE Red Warriors. And on the other side of the fence, the Ateneo Blue Eagles looking to maintain what they are doing here. Let's hear it now from Ateneo's dugout. We have here Franny Reyes. Franny?
During one of the practices, Coach Tab Baldwin talked about entering a game with a shooter's mindset, because shooting is all about psychology, and when you come in with confidence, those shots go in. Now we're seeing better shooting from Ateneo today. They're shooting 40% from the 3, and Ateneo is dominating, but as usual, there is still a lot they can improve on. They have to out-rebound UE, really limit their offensive rebounds and not settle on defense, as well as be disciplined with their fouls. Now Ateneo is staying true to their next man up, Mancha. We're seeing players like Matthew Daves and BJ Andrade doing a lot to contribute to the team, especially with someone in the starting unit down. Now earlier we saw William Navarro get hit in the jaw. That feels like an uppercut, and until now he's still experiencing dizziness and he is disoriented. So we'll see later on if he can come back. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Franny. Well, that's slightly bothering news if you are an Ateneo fan. Of course, Will Navarro, one of the key guys of this unit by Coach Tab Baldwin. But before we talk about the rest of the things here, let's go first to our Coho creating beautiful plays here in our first game today. Adrian Wong and setting up Isaac or third year Avena here for the 3-point make. And Adrian Wong's facilitating has been key here, Enzo, in the first half.
Well, like I said earlier, in the first half, he's been reading those defenses that UE's been throwing at him really, really well. Reading the ball screen defense. Good pass to hit third year Avena as he lifts from the short corner to the wing in that particular sequence. Good pass, great timing, and a good play. Well executed from Adrian Wong.
That's right. Quick bit here, Nicabanto on your screens. 2019 SEA Games. The Philippines plays host with a theme, We Win as One. The opening ceremony is on November 30. That's a Saturday. Mark your calendars. And you can expect to catch SEA Games action right here on SNA Liga Sports.abs-cbn.com and on iWant Sports. That should be exciting. A very exciting offering for us here on SNA, Enzo.
Oh, for sure. The SEA Games, I mean, it's the best from the ASEAN region.
Yeah.
You know, all congregating here in
Together,
Manila.
yeah.
It's going to be pretty awesome.
It's going to be a treat here for all of the sports fans here in the Philippines. But let's go first to the quick bit that Franny talked about earlier. Shooting is a psychological thing, and they were able to address that. Ateneo coming in dead last in three-point shooting. But since they have all the confidence in the world, they've been forced to take shots here. They've been making them, and that's been the biggest difference maker so far of the game.
And I think Ateneo has been able to notice that already, that UE's daring them to shoot from long distance. And so far, they haven't been tentative at all to shoot if they're left open. Now, if you're UE, you'd maybe want to rethink that strategy. You might want to close out a little stronger, a little longer on those shooters from Ateneo. And of course, try to be more deliberate in setting your top two scorers, Rey Suerte and Alex Jaquite, up on offense.
So here we go. Second half almost underway. Again, Ateneo looking to stay unblemished, undefeated here in the season. They're 11-0 right now, looking for the 12th win of the season. UE, on the other hand, if they lose this game, they are out of the Final Four race.
Well, UE definitely fighting for their lives right here. 20 minutes left before they are either eliminated or they continue to be in Final Four contention.
But Alex Jaquite off the high-low, missing from point-blank range. And here comes Ateneo here. Matt Nieto. Isaac Go starting the second half for the Blue Eagles alongside Kwame, Nieto, Wong, and Ravena. Kwame. Go, pulls the trigger. No good. Kwame corrals the rebound. He gets fouled on his way up, and two free throws coming up for Ange Kwame against the starting Natividad for UE.
Yes, Jan Natividad caught ball watching. They're not boxing out Kwame at all, and that's an mortal sin against someone as good, as long, as tall as Ange Kwame. You got to box him out in that sequence. You know, otherwise, this is what happens. Either he gets a dunk, or he gets to the line for two shots.
An interesting plan here for Coach Lawrence Chongson. He's been using different bodies to go up against Ange Kwame here. Earlier, it was John Apacible bodying up Kwame, and now it's going to be Jan Natividad to begin the third quarter.
Well, Jan Natividad has the heft, has the width to be able to give Kwame some problems, but he's got to have some good habits too. Otherwise, Ange Kwame is going to eat him up around the paint.
And Ange Kwame stealing away the ball on the entry pass. Isaac Go on the turnaround, too strong. Ball tapped to Jed Mendoza. Ahead to Tolentino. Tolentino challenge, and Matt Nieto forcing the travel right there.
I think there might have been a slippery spot on the floor right there. Neil Tolentino was thinking Euro step, but one of his feet just, you know, was in disagreement with him, so to speak, causing him to travel in that sequence. We see the five on the floor for Ateneo here. We have 30 Ravena, we have Wong, Kwame, Matt Nieto, and Isaac Go.
17-point lead. Isaac Go makes them pay.
And that's three-pointer number 3 for the former Xavier Golden Stallion, Isaac Go, all 6'8". How beneficial is that for Ateneo to have someone that big who can shoot that well from long distance?
Legit 6'8". Center, power forward, shooting the free ball, and he gets the steal.
Good pass too.
Nieto ahead. Nieto touchdown.
And Martin from a 17-point bubble. It's now a 22-point lead for Ateneo.
Isaac Go with the outlet and her PS Bankable assist of the game. Parang PS Bank personal loan na maaasahan. Apply online, no collateral.
And this is what we were saying pre-game, Martin. UA's got to be more disciplined in their execution.
And that time Mendoza, shot was deflected. Manalang from straight away, couldn't put out the fire. This is a 22-point lead for the Blue Eagles. Another fast start to the second half for them. And Isaac Go, 9 points in this game. Nailing his first 2 triples in the first quarter, his first point since then.
How about that pocket pass from Matt Nieto? Perfect pocket pass to Isaac Go. That pick and pop play run in transition for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Isaac Go, just a very, very dangerous he doesn't look it.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like a big kid in a 6'8" body, but he can hurt you in so many ways.
Very disciplined player, and he's gotten better and more consistent with that outside shot as well. Here's Alex Jaquite. Suerte, who just entered, handles the rock here. Hounded by Adrian Wong. Suerte to Manalang, covered by Nieto. The spin, the shot, and no basket. That's going to be a shot clock violation against UE.
And credit the ball screen defense at the top of the key for Ateneo. Just hard showing on Ray Suerte at every opportunity, forcing him to give up the basketball to Manalang towards the end of the shot clock. Good defense by the Blue Eagles.
7-0 run to begin the third for the Blue Eagles. One-legged fadeaway working for Matt Nieto. Make that 9-0 now for Ateneo.
So unorthodox, that move by Matt Nieto, but that catches opposing guards, you know, off their game.
That's right. That's a surprise move for Matt Nieto. He always does that, but you never know when it's coming.
It's so difficult to guard against something like that because you don't really train to defend shots like that.
And you see the numbers here by Isaac Go, 9 points, way above his season average of about 4 points per game. And Ateneo with a 24-point lead, 3 minutes gone here in the third. Minutes down here in the third quarter, and Ateneo shifting to a higher gear to begin the second half. A 9-0 run to build the 24-point advantage, their biggest off the game against the Red Warriors.
Anchored on their front line. Great play on both ends from Ange Kwame and Isaac Go. Go's shooting, Kwame's rebounding, and rim protection have been crucial here. Matt Nieto also with that nice-looking mid-range shot right before that break.
And earlier, before the timeout, Ateneo was able to force UE to the shot clock violation. They have the basketball now. It's Ravenna with space again. Ravenna short. And long rebound for Mendoza. And Antiporda backs up and leaves it off for Suerte. Suerte, the dish out.
Pass.
Mendoza for 3. Still off for UE. And Jaquite getting the rebound. Fouled in the process. That's going to be on Isaac Go.
Good positioning on the rebound by Alex Jaquite. Normally when a guy shoots from the corner, if he misses, the rebound really will go to the opposite side. Good, just not able to box out effectively in that sequence. Jaquite getting the position on him.
11th rebound of the game for Alex Jaquite. And he takes the inbound here, but losing control of the ball.
And turnovers have been a plague for Coach Lawrence Chongson squad here. If I'm not mistaken, that is either the 15th or 16th turnover now for the Red Warriors. As we see the field goal shooting numbers so far in the second half, UE still no field goal, 0 out of 4. The Ateneans already have 3 field goals in this third quarter. They got 4 field goals in this quarter, Martin.
And Ateneo pours it on here in the third quarter. And Kwame with the Mitsubishi Mirage G4 drive of the game, getting the layup off the hop. 4 minutes gone now in the third. Antiborda. Lead has ballooned to 26 points for Ateneo. Suerte against 30. Suerte.
Yeah, look at the defense of 30, Martin, just hounding Suerte. On-ball defense, man, he's pumped. 30 Ravenna's on-ball defense was extreme in that sequence. Ray Suerte could not get to do anything against 30.
And second time here in the third, shot clock expiring for UE as Kwame makes his move right there, laying it up and in.
And UE just in a maze of troubles right now. Ateneo executing so well on both ends of the floor.
Kwame backs down, the dish out to Nieto, covered by Mendoza.
What a find.
Wong the catch and shoot. Not gonna work. And Suerte is on the move. Suerte picks it up, Apacible. Saw the opening, but he will be fouled first.
And that's where UE can be very dangerous in transition. We saw that a few times in the first half. Ateneo caught sleeping on the break, and UE scoring easy baskets. They're going to need more of that. But to do that, they have to force either turnover on Ateneo or defensive stops or misses from the Blue Eagles.
So far, Ateneo has taken care of the basketball very well, and they've been forcing a lot of turnovers as well on UE. Either off the steals or of those shot clock violations the UE have committed here in the third.
Well, that's true. Ateneo actually only has 3 steals recorded in this game, Martin. So most of the turnovers for UE have actually been because of those violations, those traveling calls on them.
Jem Cruz from the corner. Off the mark. Ravenna ends up with it. 30 is on the move. 30 got the step. Fouled hard. And that was a lot of contact made by 30 with Ray Suerte in the process.
Anytime 30 is in transition, you gotta catch him as early as you can. Stop his momentum as early as you can, because once he barrels down the lane, just like he does here, it's gonna be exponentially difficult to stop him as he approaches the basket.
High-level physicality being shown here by 30 Ravenna. He's got 9 points, make that 10. He enters double figures for Ateneo. Second guy in double figures is right behind Ange Kwame here, who has 11 across his name.
And the balance in the scoring for the Blue Eagles, when we look at the stat sheet right now, Kwame with 11 points, 3 guys with 9 points. That's Isaac with 30 and Adrian Wong and Matt Nieto with 6. Make that 10 points now, or 11 points rather for 30 Ravenna.
Mendoza got Kwame to commit. Cruz on the cut. Cruz bothered, got the contact right there, so Cruz will be taking 2.
I thought that was a good weak side cut from Jed Cruz. Going down the lane, an aggressive layup to the basket, fishing for the foul.
And these are the players who need to step up to the plate for UE. Suerte is struggling, Jaquite is having a hard time. You need guys like Cruz, Tolentino, Jet Mendoza, Antiporda to step up and to bring UE closer in this game.
In the first half, it was John Apacible who was trying to inject some energy into UE's second unit, and the supporting cast of the Red Warriors, they really, like you said, Martin, they really need to get some big production in the last 15 minutes of this game.
That's right. Jem Cruz nailing the first free throw, known as a shooter for this lineup. As you see, Adrian Wong, excellent game for Wong here. He's got 9 points on 4 out of 9 shooting with 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Ravenna getting the rebound, 1 out of 2 for Jem Cruz. 30 brings it downhill. Tyler Teo, who entered earlier during the dead ball, passing it to Daves. Matthew Daves sending it over to Nieto. As we reach our Gatorade hydration checkpoint, here in the third quarter. Nieto misses, but he got it back. Kwame, 30. 30, two-man game with Kwame, losing control. Suerte picks it up, ahead to Antiporda. Antiporda to Jaquite, no good. He gets his own miss, and Jaquite is able to draw the third foul on Ange Kwame.
And again, in transition, Ateneo's defense
Pushing
just not
foul,
getting back
number 34,
as quickly as they
Kwame
should,
gets his third personal,
giving
team
UE
foul
the
number
opportunity
4.
to go to their big man, Alex Jaquite. Doesn't make the shot, but he draws foul number 3 from Ateneo's own big man, Ange Kwame.
And 2 free throws coming up for Alex Jaquite on the other end of this break.
Shooting free throws, Alex.
Back to the ball game here.
Jaquite.
Our BDO coaches winning ways. Coach Lawrence Chongson, some instructions for his big guy, Alex Jaquite there. They need more activity coming from UE here as they are down big, 27 points to be exact. Red Warriors have only scored a point here in the third quarter.
And it's certainly hurting them too, that Jaquite, who's normally a pretty decent free throw shooter, he shoots about 72% from the stripe. Right now, he's 1 out of 5, if I'm not mistaken, from the line. Make that 2 out of 6. Jaquite with 11 rebounds, 4 assists, but only 8 points right now.
That's right.
For the Senegalese big man for UE.
Mike Nieto, Tyler Tio, approaching 4 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Tio, too strong. Jaquite with the rebound, and Alex looks around, brings it downhill himself.
And I'm starting to get worried about the fatigue factor maybe affecting Jaquite here. He's been playing close to 26 minutes already. That means I'm not sure if he's sat down at all in this game right here, Martin.
If he did, very briefly for Coach Lawrence. And Alex Jaquite, it might be the perfect time for him to explode here because Ange Kwame rather for Ateneo on the floor is being checked by Matthew Daves on the other side. So Jaquite, couple of opportunities again here, continues to miss.
And just no legs on those free throws for Alex Jaquite. Clearly something in his lower body probably bothering him to a significant degree. Ateneo is actually playing small ball, as you mentioned, Martin. No Isaac Go, no Ange Kwame on the floor right now. So this, in theory, should be a prime opportunity for Jaquite to make his stamp in this game.
Mike Nieto missing. Daves with the offensive rebound. They swing it around. Back to Nieto. Ateneo still ahead by 25 big points. Daves will attack Jaquite. Stops on a
Good
dime.
pass.
Nieto for 3. Still off, 2 misses right there for Nieto. And Rey Suerte here is on the move. Suerte. Got to the lane. Denied up top by Matthew Daves.
Matthew Daves, not the tallest guy in the league, but he has some hops, Martin.
Yeah. And this gives Coach Tab an opportunity to experiment with this lineup, Enzo, with them leading comfortably in this one.
and gives much needed experience for guys like Tio and Matthew Daves as well.
Oh, what a play! Ray Suerte making it bounce from the defender from behind for a Jollibee 100% rather amazing move of the quarter. Ray Suerte scoring on the reverse after that.
Mga discarding moves from Ray Suerte, and that's what they need. They need more of that actually to get back into this game because they're staring at a 23-point hole. You want to get it back into more manageable margins. Talking about the UE Red Warriors as their leading scorer, Ray Suerte now on the stripe. And he's had his struggles in this game, Martin. I mean,
3 out of 8.
I think 3 out of 8, yeah, from the field. Only 9 points, but what
Right off the back of Matt Nieto there.
crafty move. You do that on the streets, and you know you're gonna get hurt. But
Bit of a Jason Kidd
Yeah.
right there of the inbound.
Bonus free throw
There you
for
go, Ray
Ray
Suerte going to the line for a bonus. He's got 9 across his name, way below his average so far. We're already here in the third quarter. Suerte drops in the free throw, so it is a 22-point lead. Ravena.
you see the blocks numbers right here. Ateneo just dominating that department. 6 shot blocks now for the Blue Eagles, only 1 for UE. But if you're UE, you just gotta play disciplined basketball.
Yeah.
Do it 1 possession at a time, and who knows what can happen.
Sergio Ravena going to Belangel. Belangel from the corner. He
Oh.
knocks it down.
Man, but you can't leave the shooters of Ateneo too wide open. You gotta close out on those guys. Big shot from SJ Belangel.
SJ with a Vivo V17 shoot beyond limit shot. Mendoza missing. Belangel is actually number 2 in terms of 3-point shooting here in the tournament. In terms of percentage, that is.
And a turnover right there on 30 Ravena. Medyo nagmamadali doon si 30 as you see this nice pass. Just too wide open. Suerte a little too late fighting over that screen as Belangel hits the corner 3.
Oh, correction. Number 3, just right behind Javi Gomez de Leaño at 41% clip from long range. So 56-31. Jaquite at the post. The help is there. Jaquite turns around. Here's Antiporda, who puts it on the floor and is called for steps.
And you see the frustration in Jaquite's face because he passed the ball out to Antiporda. Antiporda, known as a pretty decent shooter, I would have wanted to see him just, chuck it from beyond the arc, and I think that's exactly what Jaquite was expecting. Instead, they get a turnover.
UE faithful right there, still cheering here. Belangel, Tio, Daves runs into trouble, kicking it out. Tio for 3, too strong. Rebounded again by Matthew Daves.
No one boxing out Matthew Daves right now. Daves already, if I'm not mistaken, with 6 rebounds in this game.
And Tyler Tio will not miss on the second try. Domino's Pizza, what a delivery play right there for Ateneo.
And I believe that's 3-pointer number 11 for the Blue Eagles in this game.
Oh, Jaquite with a cleanup underneath. And this is another dimension unlocked in terms of play for the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles.
But you dare them to shoot from long range, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're hurting UE.
Yeah.
They're playing into UP's hands, shooting from long range, but they're turning the tables on the Red Warriors, shooting the lights out from Rainbow Country.
That's right. Medium Mike missing on the triple tries. 30 skying high for the tip, no good. Belangel from the top of the key. He drops it in. And make that 2 triples now for S.J. Belangel here in the third.
And that's a dozen trays now for the Blue Eagles. SJ Belangel, number 3 in the league in 3-point shooting, 41% from beyond the arc. Jaquite just trading baskets right now with Ateneo, but that's not gonna do much if you're UE in terms of eating into this lead. It's still a humongous 27-point bubble in favor of the Blue Eagles.
And again, Ateneo has answered the call here. Belangel, another one.
He checked.
He checked, that's right. Jaquite gets the rebound. 40 seconds remaining in the third. UE in a humongous hole here. Jaquite, cross court. It ends up with Cruz. Cruz, banker is off. And here comes 30. Ravena attacks the kick out. Nieto from the corner. He drops it in.
And 30 knew it. The moment he passed it to Mike Nieto, he knew it. He knew Mike would make it. Would not disappoint. That's three-pointer number 13 now for the Blue Eagles. And I'm not sure if they're setting a team record this season, but they're not shying away from those three-point bombs.
And it's a whopping 30-point lead now for Ateneo. Suerte could not make it at the buzzer. What an avalanche for the Blue Eagles here in the third as they build this humongous advantage, 65-35, carrying it over to our fourth and final frame.
Start of the
Back to the ballgame here inside the Inares Center in Antipolo City. First offering of the day between the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles against the University of the East Red Warriors. Ateneo right now ahead by 30 big points. This is their biggest lead of the game, and that is courtesy of their onslaught in the third quarter. You guys are joined by Martin Javier, Enzo Flojo, Franny Reyes, and of course Jaime Ascalon here in the coverage. And Ateneo just on fire as we see the quarter scoring here. 25-10 third quarter for them.
And that's just because of their torrid outside shooting and great defense as well. The Blue Eagles is doing it on both sides of the floor. UE daring them to shoot, and they're doing exactly that. They're shooting the lights out at the Inares Center.
Let's see if UE can make a case here in the fourth quarter, but in their first offensive possession, they're going to be called for the shot clock violation. Tolentino missing also on that triple try.
Ateneo at their best on defense as well. I mean, they've been shooting really, really well. And defensively, their rotations have been sharp too, as we see there. The three-point shooting today, 37% from beyond the arc. Entering this game, they were dead last, only 24% from beyond the arc. Averaging 7 threes made per game already, almost doubling that.
That's right.
And we still have about 9 minutes to go.
And that's been the story here. Pelangel missing. One more shot here. Nieto, the open look. Short. And by the way, for Ateneo, it is Troy Malilin and Pat Magdenburg now in the front line. Pagsanhan losing it to Tolentino. Tolentino getting hounded and wrapped up by Magdenburg there.
Great defense right there from Patrick Magdenburg. And he hasn't scored a ton of points, unlike the game against FEU. But we see here just stout defense from Pat Magdenburg. All ball in that sequence. And nobody reaching in. So no foul called on Ateneo. You gotta love the energy from Neil Tolentino, but you gotta finish too if you're driving strong against the Ateneo defense.
And Tyler Teo goes to the bench.
And we see some of the members of the third unit from Ateneo right now. We have Troy Malilin entering the game. We have Jason Credo as well. We'll see how this unit does against the Red Warriors.
Again, these are the minutes they're going to be needing.
Yes.
Especially in the long run for Ateneo. You get the burn, or give them the burn rather here as Pelangel continues to stroke it from downtown. third triple of the game. Manulife Vision player of the game.
I mean, I know UE's daring Ateneo to shoot from long range, but if there's anyone you're going to leave open, it's not going to be SJ Belangel.
Yeah, their best three-point shooter. Jakite, siya na rin yung nagbaba. Pagsanhan, going to Manalang.
And Jakita still hasn't been given any breather right here.
He continues to play here. Nieto gets it from behind.
And UE's offense becoming a little too predictable entering the deep waters of this game, Martin.
Yeah. Belangel back out to Nieto. They go to Credo from the left wing. On top to Nieto. Back to Credo. Credo moving closer.
Good
Dishing it
pass.
out. Belangel had space. But a call before that. It's going to be on Alex Jakite. A good patient execution right there from Ateneo. Belangel with his third triple of the game.
Belangel now with 9 points in the ball game. His third three, as you said, Martin. And players with 6 points or more, we see on the graphic right there, 7 Ateneans already scoring 6 points or more in this game. Only two rather, for the UE Red Warriors.
And entering for the first time for UE, Chris Connor, who scored 9 points against De La Salle. Jem Cruz, bounce pass. Manalang missing. And it ends up with Cruz. Another chance for UE. Connor, who just checked in, off to the right. Magdenberg with a save to Credo.
Look at
But that from
Magdenberg.
behind. And Jakite just placing it inside the cup. Alex Jakite with our poison points in the paint. And UE still down by 31.
And Jakite just doing what he can for UE, but a nice move. Man, Troy Malilin.
And Troy Malilin unleashing our Yamaha Mio #1 move, the standout from LaSalle Green Hills.
Yeah, the former junior Blazer, and he was one of the best high school players from a couple of seasons ago in the NCAA.
That's right.
And that's one reason why he can just create in so many ways offensively, Troy Malilin.
I think he was MVP for a year in the juniors ranks.
And
There
you know
go.
what? A lot of people expect him to have a bigger role after 30, plays out this final season for the Blue Eagles. That's one guy to watch, Ateneo fans, Troy Malilin.
Look at this move again. Malilin going to the other side, got the step through, and Malilin lays it up and in for our McDonald's instant replay.
And you covered him. I mean, in the NCAA Juniors Division, Martin, a few seasons ago. You know how he plays and how productive he can be.
But he had to transition.
Yes.
I think playing the 4 or 3 in the
In high
juniors
school,
ranks.
yes.
Dito, 2-3
Yes.
yung inaasahan sa kanya. But Malilin is on the floor for Ateneo. Looking to make use
Good
of
pass.
the minutes here. Good execution. Ending up with that basket from Pat Magdenberg.
Man. And that ball movement for Ateneo just so difficult to guard.
Here's the tap. Ateneo still relentless on the defensive end. Jem Cruz moving closer, lays it up and in over Magdenberg. And Jem Cruz with her Jollibee 100%, amazing move at the quarter.
And they just got by the 8-second violation, by the skin of their teeth, talking about UE in that sequence.
Belangel left with space again. That time it's not gonna work. Apasible with the rebound, getting it to Manalang. And Manalang here hasn't been a factor for UE. The dish out to Cruz. Cruz still off from long range. And here comes Gian Mamuyak. Credo, Malilin, Troy, back out to Gian. Shot clock reads 12 for Ateneo. Belangel. And that's a travel against Pat Magdenberg.
That's an obvious call right there. Magdenberg moving his feet before dribbling the basketball. Easy call for the referees. As you see this great ball movement, Credo could have shot the basketball, finds Magdenberg open on the weak side. As Knight Cruz on the other end, attacking the defense of Magdenberg with a stretch layup, exchanging baskets. But that's not going to do much in terms of making a difference here.
We got a timeout on the floor here. 5:19 remaining in the fourth. Ateneo leading at 72-39. to the coverage here. Remaining games for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. You got the NU Bulldogs on October 26, and of course their last opponents will be the UP Fighting Maroons on October 30. And on the other side for UE, they have FEU and NU left here in UAAP Season 82. But coming off in a tough game, a tough grinded out game against FEU, Ateneo coming out here, Enzo, and making a big statement against UE.
And that's really one of the things they wanted to do, coming out of that FEU game, like you said, Martin, where a lot of doubts creeped in, but now leaving no doubt against UE.
Apacible scores as we reach our Gatorade hydration checkpoint here in the fourth. And this is the bench players now for Ateneo. Gio Chu now in at the center spot. Credo from mid-range.
Credo showing his ability to hit that 17-footer a la Adrian Wong a while ago.
That's right.
And we have Gian Mamuyak still playing ultra aggressively on defense, and you don't see any let up.
Nope.
Any sinking of intensity from Ateneo right now.
And you see here the mid-range jumper nailed by Credo for our McDonald's instant replay. We got a timeout here, 4:33 remaining in the fourth quarter.
$18 seconds on the shot clock.
Fourth quarter action continues here on SNA Ateneo with a 33-point lead against the UE Red Warriors, 74-41, and Connor throws it away just right after the timeout for UE.
Definitely not the kind of execution you want to see for your coach Lawrence Chongson right off a timeout, as you said.
But Harvey Pagsanhan gets it back for the Red Warriors. And again, if they lose this one, they will bow out rather in our Final Four race as Camacho drains the triple right there for our Waterflakes. Kakaibang move. Obi Camacho from the Arellano High School program.
The station for the Red Warriors.
Danny Ravenna in attendance. Not with the parents though.
Chris Cutter, Isaac Go for Pat McIntyre.
Playing solo here. May kasama naman, may kaibigan.
Obviously cheering for his brother who had a good game today. 30 with 11.7 rebounds, 2 assists and 1 steal in 22 minutes of play.
That's right.
Don't think we'll be seeing him again in this game with 4 minutes to go. Oh, what a move!
The step through the Euro coming from Credo right there.
And Jason Credo. I mean, when I first saw this kid in high school, he was playing like a big man. But he knew, like what you said before with Malilin, he had to transition to being a wingman. And that's one of the skills he learned in that transition. That step-through move. Great move right there from Jason Credo.
Pretty suave coming from Credo. As Camacho misses from the baseline. Mamuyak tapping it to Malilin. And Malilin securing the possession here for the Blue Eagles, who will go up 12-0. Imagine that, 12-0 here in the tournament. Again, it's been a while since a team swept the elimination
Yes.
round here in the UAAP. I think the last one.
Good pass.
Oh, nice pass right there. It is Credo leaving it for Gio Chu.
The 6'9" Gio Chu, fresh from the Ateneo Juniors High School program. I coached him last year.
Yeah.
Martin, good kid. A lot of potential, Gio Chu.
Also won a championship
Yes.
in the juniors division. That Twin Tower connection with Kai
He
Soto.
and Kai Soto. That was 2 years ago, those two guys.
Oh, the next big thing for the Ateneo women's volleyball team, Faith Nisperos, right here in attendance in Antipolo City.
She's going to be one to watch,
Oh,
Martin.
man.
Yeah.
And especially with her performance in the PVL Collegiate Conference a while back. Ateneo getting the bronze medal in that tournament. There's Gio Chu falling down, quickly helped up. Here's the setup by Credo, who's been playing very well here for the Blue Eagles. A drop-off at the last moment to Gio Chu.
If you're an Ateneo fan, you love seeing Troy Balirin, Jason Credo, Gio Chu getting their burn and then contributing to the Ateneo cause here late in the game. And some will say, yes, garbage minutes, but still, you gotta love the level of seriousness and execution that they've shown.
That's right. Nakadiin pa rin
Yes.
itong second and third unit ng Ateneo. And that's gonna be another foul here against UE. Coach Tab on your screens. Ateneo bench with 41 points. The entire UE team with 44. That tells you a little bit of the story in today's ball game, Enzo.
Well, it tells you about the depth of this Ateneo team and just, you know, how relentless they've been this afternoon from player number 1 up until the last player who's been on the floor. They've been able to contribute positive things. Even those who haven't scored, Matthew Daves actually has 0 points today. But look at the rebounds, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block for the Filipino Canadians. So many good things from so many people for Ateneo tonight.
And several players scoring above 6 points for the Ateneo Blue Eagles.
The balance of this team.
Correct. The highest scorers are Angelo Kwame and 30 Ravenna with 11 points apiece.
And then you have a bunch of guys with 9 points. You have SJ with 9 points, Isaac Go with 9 points, Adrian Wong with 9 points as well, Matt Nieto with 6, Tyler T with those 2 threes, he has 6 points too.
That's right. But for UE, tough outing today for Ray Suerte. Only 10 points and 3 out of 9 shooting. Alex Jaquite, well, he made an effort to bring UE back in this game, but obviously it was just him and nobody else for the Red Warriors today.
And he played, 33 minutes non-stop, talking about Alex Jaquite, 15 points, 15 boards. So actually big numbers still for him. The monster double-double is still there for Jaquite, but, one man alone cannot overhaul, a big double-digit deficit against a team like Ateneo.
I was doing everything for UE. Siya na nga rin nagbaba ng bola kanina as we see Abanto knock down the triple. So Abanto with a triple for UE. It is 79-46. Isaac Go hounded by Nick Abanto. Go to Chu. Good connection there from Isaac Go and Gio Chu. Abanto getting to the face of Gio Chu. And they're signaling an unsportsmanlike foul.
And I think the first call was a travel on Gio Chu. And we'll see what happened after, because there might have been some second motion afterwards between Abanto and Chu in that sequence.
And Abanto contesting that he was just raising his arms as he was trying to break free from Gio Chu in that sequence.
And if you're coach, if you're either Coach Tab Balder or Lawrence Chongson, in moments like this, you just want to see what good habits your players will exhibit on the floor. Let's see what happens here. Gio Chu travels, obviously shuffling his feet before making the dribble. So the travel was called. And both he and Abanto still maintaining contact with each other. Abanto, his right arm on the neck of Chu. Chu with a shove right there using his left shoulder. So that shove by Chu could have been the catalyst for the referee blowing his whistle in that sequence.
So let's see, Gio Chu, that was a clear call. And Abanto with a slide tap right after that as well. But I think the call will be against Gio here. So the final whistle will be unsportsmanlike foul.
And that is, yes, that's on Gio Chu. Oh, and both of them.
Oh.
That's on both of them.
Wow. Okay.
So that's
Unsportsmanlike foul, number 18, Gio2. Unsportsmanlike foul, number 19.
Yeah,
so that's a
Nick
double
Amato.
unsportsmanlike foul.
And this does not happen a lot.
Yeah, I don't think it's happened at all this
Yeah.
season yet, Martin.
We've seen double fouls
Yes,
called,
double
but not
fouls, sure, yeah, but
two unsportsmanlike fouls in a single play.
and that I guess cancels out each other in terms of free throws to be shot, but possession will go to UE. In this particular scenario, a bizarre turn of events. It doesn't really affect the outcome of the game, but something to talk about maybe.
As we enter our PS Bank last 2 minutes, PS Bank pa send via mobile. Ang padala mo, cash agad in minutes. And UE will have it here. It's Camacho going to Natividad, who misses the 3. Ateneo, final touches in this game. Credo has been great off the bench. Even in garbage time for the
Yes.
Blue Eagles, he's been facilitating, he's been penetrating for the Blue Eagles today.
He's actually been like a big point guard for them.
Right. And Gio2, soft touch. Not gonna work. 1:24 remaining. Ball
Shot
staying
clock
on this side of the court
seconds.
for the Blue Eagles.
Actually, a good setup job by Gian Mamuyak to the diving Gio Chu, but Chu just couldn't finish 5 feet away from the basket. You'd love for him to go a little bit stronger,
Yeah.
especially against smaller defenders.
And for Ateneo, they're gonna be up 12-0 here in the tournament. 2 from making it a sweep. As we see, Isaac Go missed right there, but the offensive rebound ending up with Andrade.
And a sweep is definitely the last thing that you will hear Coach Tab Baldwin talk about. But I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
somewhere in the back of their minds. One thing they've never done under Coach Tab is sweep the elimination round.
And that's a tricky situation.
Yes.
Because you're gonna be resting for a while.
For sure,
You're gonna
for
be
sure.
waiting for your opponents as they go through the stepladder process.
Yes.
Ateneo looking good here. And they're showing us the top form. They showed us also another dimension to their game. And when they're being there to shoot threes, they can answer the call and actually make them and a lot in this game.
That's true. And the lineup we see here on the floor for Ateneo is actually a bit of an unorthodox lineup for them. Both Gio Chu and Isaac Go, a twin tower combo on the floor for the Blue Eagles.
So Go completes the 3-point play. And Isaac Go, good performance as well for him. 12 points, 3 triples, and one play there. So he is now the leading scorer for the Blue Eagles.
Yes, that's true.
Abanto working against Go. Fadeaway shot works for Nick Abanto.
Not sure that was by design, but they'll take it. Nick Abanto hit a 3 a couple of moments ago, hit that tough turnaround J. Some flashes of brilliance like what we've been talking about, Martin, but flashes will not be enough against a team like the Blue Eagles. Good move.
Oh, Gio2 showing us the footwork here.
And he's always had that, but credit Mamuyak also for the brilliant setup for Gio.
And Abanto answers with a step through there, breaking free for that lay-in. So 20 seconds left, and it looks like Ateneo will just melt the clock and dribble this one out. 84-50. An impressive win here in our first offering this afternoon. The Blue Eagles, there you go, final score. 84-50 victory over the UE Red Warriors to go up 12-0 here in UAAP Season 82. And this puts UE out of playoff contention, out of the Final Four race with this loss here in the tournament.
That guy, Isaac Go, the one you saw on your screens, the season high 13 points for him coming into this game, averaging only 3 points per game, Martin, and just really stepping up for the Blue Eagles.
Isaac Go, he did that off the bench, by the way. We go first to a quick break, and at the end of it, we'll meet the best player of the game. Back to the coverage. It is a 34-point win for the Ateneo Blue Eagles to go up 12-0 here in UAAP Season 82. And this Dataland Residential's quality win was won by, of course, the Blue Eagles today. An impressive win, a big statement win at this point of the season for them. And here's how you respond after a tough game against FEU. Let's take a look at our PS Bankable player of the game, Ange Kwame, with 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 rejections in this game. PS Bank home loan, isang araw nang may bahay ka na, Ange Kwame, providing, of course, the presence on both ends of the floor for the Blue Eagles.
So Kwame doing his the damage majority in the first half when, you know, UE was fielding those mini runs and Ateneo was trying to stave off those mini rallies from the Red Warriors.
And from one big guy to another here for the Blue Eagles, Isaac Go off the bench for Ateneo, a backup big, showing us that he hasn't lost a step, that he's still very efficient for the Blue Eagles. He is our Axan No You Can player of the game.
Well, Isaac Go stepping up today, entering this game only averaging 3 points per game, season high 13 for the 6'8" big man. Isaac Go stepping up huge. And when UE dared Ateneo to shoot from long range, they did that and they shot the lights out.
Biggest story of the game right there for the Blue Eagles. Up next, this is going to be a good one to end our weekend here in Antipolo. UP Fighting Maroons going up against the Adamson Soaring Falcons in our second and final game today. Enzo, a pleasure to work with you again.
Good job, Mart.
There you have it. On behalf of the entire broadcast team, my partner here, Hoopnut Enzo Flojo, our courtside reporters, Franny Reyes and Jaime Ascalon, alongside our director at the helm, Direk Raul De Ocampo, and of course our executive producer is Ada Bayuga Carlos. This is Martin Javier saying thank you, but don't go away. We've got more action here in the UAAP Season 82 coming your way here on SNA.